Hi, and welcome to video 2 in the series looking at Coach Site Team Selector. I'm Andy Davison and I'll be taking you through these steps. We've, in video 1, gone through the process of signing up an administrative user, creating a club, creating a season, then creating a tryout, and setting that up. Now let's turn around and look at this from the perspective of an athlete or a participant. I've already logged in as Jasmine. Jasmine's an adult player and she's looking to sign up to your tryout. So Jasmine would log in, which is here, and she'll see this screen because she doesn't have any clubs that she's associated with at this point. Let's find a club. Now we know that our club that we created was the Coal Hill Club, so let's have a look at that. Coal Hill University Volleyball. And away we go. So there's the home site. They don't really need to do anything more than click on the register link. This will pop up for any trials that are open at the moment. And here we are. This is the registration process. So the first screen just gives them some information about tryouts, and something that's of import here is that that first tryout's already happened, and it'll come up and show them that that's the case. Nonetheless, there are 2 more that they can participate in, so they'll go ahead and sign up. Let's continue. You'll remember when we created the tryout that we got to ask a few questions of our athletes. So, are we able to commit to 80% of the matches in a season? Yes. What's the highest level of volleyball we've played? Let's say Reserves 1. What positions? Middle blocker and setter. There's a weird mix, but let's go with that. The third step is just a confirmation to say, okay, here's the answers you gave to the questions, and now you acknowledge that participating in the tryout doesn't guarantee that you're going to be offered a spot, nor does paying for the tryout. So I'll acknowledge that. And the second one is that by registering for the event, I acknowledge that my profile information will be given to the, or may be given to the staff members of the trial. And once we do that, we get a registration message to say, okay, we've been successful. Our participant number is 11, so there's already 11 players registered for this trial. And if I go up to my mailbox for this player, there we go. Our registration was successful. Here's our participant number. And as an administrator, you're able to actually edit all of that email if you so please. We'll show you how to do that in I think the 4th video of the series. For now, let's go back and log Jasmine out of Coach Site because we want to have a look at what it looks like for a junior player. So let's log in as Christy this time. Again, Christy doesn't have any clubs she's associated with, so she will go and search for the Coal Hill Club 1. And now, just before we go into the registration process, something that's important is this little person icon up here, or user icon up the top here, which allows us to edit our profile information. And for you users, the important thing here is that they can add a photo of themselves. On occasion, during a tryout, numbers can wear off or any number of things can happen. They might be unclear to see from a distance. So having a photograph of your athletes is really, really useful to help identify them through the selection process. Now we can do that here. I'll just go in and find some player profile images, and Christie's image is that one. So we'll upload that, and that's all you have to do to upload an image. You can't see that for some reason. Let's fling that back across here. So that's Christy. She's got an image up, and you'll see in the data collection video how that can be useful for selectors. And find it, and we can register from here. Now, you'll notice here that there are 5 steps rather than 4, because we've included now this parental consent step. Otherwise, everything's the same as we just saw for Jasmine. So let's go through. Are you able to commit? One or two matches. Highest level, high school. What positions do you play? Okay, middle blocker. Let's just say middle blocker. Okay, now this is the parental consent step, and there's a couple of things here. Firstly, you'll notice that message that we were able to edit in the trial setup is here, and this is where we could have put a link to our child safety policies. Haven't done that in this case. We just took the default message. It requires a guardian name. That's Andy, a guardian phone number, 0455555555, and an email address, andy@domain.com, whatever it might be. And it requires two things. The first thing is that you consent to your child participating in the event and acknowledge that the information in this section, spelling mistake for me to fix there. And the second one is that I consent to my child's profile image being made available during the event. And in this particular instance, I'm going to consent to them participating, but I'm not going to give consent for their image to be used. And we go through, and there's the same confirmation step to say I acknowledge I may not get a place even if I do pay for the trials, and that my profile information will be given to staff members. And away we go. We've got another successful registration. So there'll be an email in Christy's mailbox similar to what we saw for Jasmine. And that's the process for signing up. It's fairly straightforward. So now we're going to go into the next video looking at how we collect some data on the tryouts.